everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Study with Riti. Today we are going to start with very important chapter of CA Foundation, that is the basis of this subject, that is your business law. We are starting with IRF, that is Indian Regulatory Framework. Okay, now what is this Indian Regulatory Framework? This is all we are going to start study in this chapter. This is your chapter overview. Indian regulatory framework will teach us how to study law. What kind of law we are trying to study here? First, let's talk about that. The law we are going to study here is related to your business, of course, as the subject says. It doesn't do anything with your criminal law. We are not going to talk about the criminal law acts, but we have something that is only related to your business. Okay, the laws that as a chartered accountant you need to know. See, if you're a CA, people will come for consultancy, right? So for that, where's the eraser? So for that you need to know basics of the topic. Okay, how to study law we are going to study here. What is law and enforcement of law? Law क्या होता है? So first we'll talk about sources of law, that how, from where this law are coming from where the laws are coming from. But पहले what is law का answer? Law is a set of obligations. What I said, law is a set of obligations and duties imposed. Imposed by whom? Imposed by the government to, yeah, right, let's write the, for securing welfare. You know what is welfare? The good to the society, to the public, you can say it as, and providing providing justice. Justice to the society. ठीक है? It's a very important, you can say, definition. Mark it. Law क्या है? Law is a set of obligations and duties imposed by government. Why? For two reasons. First, securing welfare. Second, providing justice to the society. Anything done by the government will be only for the society. These laws are nothing but set of obligations and duties that tell you how to live in a society, the basics, the principles, okay, that are done, given by the government itself for securing welfare and providing justice to the society. Please mark it as important. Okay. Now, what is law? The answer we gave. Sources of law. Sources of law, may will talk about that, from where does the law come from. Process of making a law, that how a simple statement becomes a law. Then types of law. There are various types of laws such as criminal law, civil law, common law, principle of natural justice. This is we are going to talk about further in the chapter. Enforcement of law. What do you understand by enforcement? Enforcement. Enforcement means creating legal obligation. So you will say that enforcement of law is basically a process that law bana diya. But how you will make the people follow the law? You will create a legal obligation that if you will not pay, if you will car your park at a no parking zone, then you will have to pay a penalty. So what you are doing by this, you are creating a legal obligation. You are making people to obey by the laws. That is what enforcement of law is. Then major regulatory bodies. We know that there is a government, that is a central government. It has many types of ministries, organizations, and everything under the government, so that everything can be regulated, right? Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Law and Justice, MCA, SEBI, RBI, IBI will talk about it. And the structure of Indian judicial system. Indian judicial system is what? In short, courts. You'll learn about courts. Okay, fine. Now, after this, I want to tell you about the oldest law. Oldest law. Oldest law, so there is something known as Code of Hammurabi. Code of Hammurabi. It's from 1798 BC to 1752 BC. Okay? 1798 to 72 BC. This is given by the king name, that is King Hammurabi. King Hammurabi. Wait, no A here. King Hammurabi of Babylon. Its name of the region which was ruled by King Hammurabi during the year 1798 to 1752 BC, and he gave us a set of laws which was carved on bulky stones, and it was carved on such bulky stones, and it was placed to different places so everyone in the Babylon can know about these laws, and the set of laws named after the king Hammurabi as Code of Hammurabi. ठीक है? Now this king even appointed judges to keep check. So first, to summarize, there is someone known as King Hammurabi who ruled Babylon from the year 1798 BC to 1752 BC. He had some set of laws. We are not talking about what the laws were, but it is known as the oldest law. And he carved all the laws on bulky stones and placed to different regions of Babylon, so everyone can know about what the laws are and they have to obey it. And for the enforcement, it was done for enforcement, that for making people follow the law, for keeping a check, he even appointed judges. Okay, that is clear. Now there is one more, that is detailed law. You can say most detailed law, which was in Rome in the year 450 BC. This law is given a name like the previous one was known as Code of Hammurabi. This is known as 12 tablets. 12 tablets which started in Rome, which was in Rome only 450 BC. It was the year. So it is known as the most detailed law. Main purpose, if you ask me, purpose to protect, wait a second, let me see if recording is done or not. Yeah, to protect rights, right, and provide remedy for wrong. Purpose was to protect rights and provide remedy for wrong. ठीक है? 12 tablets was actually graved on 12 bronze tablets. And again, 12 bronze tablets पे it was graved and it was kept to different places in the Rome only in the year 450 BC. It was the most detailed law known as 12 tablets. So you must remember these two. It can come in your examination. They can ask you about oldest law, that is Code of Hammurabi. They can ask you about the detailed law, that is your 12 tablets. Okay, we are clear with this. Now, sources of law. First, let us go through the. Oh, wait. Let me erase it first. Okay. Done? Now, what happened? Yeah. Okay. What happened? Okay. What is law we talked about? Now, sources of law. Sources of law may first, let's talk about Government Act. Let's talk about Government of India Act 1935 first. So this video can be only about your history. ठीक है? It can be about your history as it is. Okay. Now, Government of India Act. This was in the year 1935. So Government of India 1935 is precursor of Constitution of India. ठीक है? Now, this is known as precursor of India. 1930 was passed by UK. Now, what it did was unitary to federal. What do you mean by unitary to federal? So, in unitary, there is only one level of government. But in your federal, you have two or more level of government. ठीक है? So, Government of India Act 1935 made the government from unitary, it removed unitary and federal. It came to existence, means the two type of government came to existence, central and the state. If you talk about the present scenario, we have a federal government only where we have three levels of government: central, state and district, right? You have MLA, no, you have pradhans and everyone at your panchayat. At your district level, state level pe you have chief minister, central level pe you have prime minister and the team, of course. Now, after 2 years, in the year 1937, again there was Government of India Act where it introduced federal court. Now, federal court, now you can say, is a Supreme Court. Supreme Court, that is the apex court. Apex is the highest level, most highest level court. Now is a Supreme Court. Us समय it was known as Federal Court, which worked for like 12 years and 151 cases in total. Now, it looked forward for the civil cases also, for your criminal cases. It assisted the higher ministries about what should be done and what should not be done. So this was your Government of India Act 1935 and Government of India Act 1937. With this, I am ending our video here only, because in this video we talked only about what? History, you can say history. How our law came to an existence. What is law? So I hope you all know what is law. Yeah. Law is a set of obligations and duties imposed by the government for securing welfare and providing justice to the society. This is very important. Then this is important. The other law is important as well, and the Government of India Act is important too. Government of India Act 1935 के बारे में we have studied in our previous classes also. See, there is nothing very new. Oldest law, very easy to understand. I hope you all understood. In the oldest law and the most detailed law, we didn't talk here. We didn't talk about the law itself. We didn't talk about कि laws क्या थे, क्या rules थे. We didn't talk about it. We just talked that this is the oldest law. This is the name of the law. He made this law from this time, and a detailed little information about the law. Similarly, most detailed law, Rome में known as 12 tablets. 12 tablets, Code of Hammurabi. 12 tablets, Code of Hammurabi. ठीक है? So this is your chapter notes for today. I hope you like my video. If you like, so do like, subscribe and share my channel. Also, don't forget to ring the bell hang button. You will get all the notifications of my channel. Till then, stay tuned, revise the topic. It's very important from your exam point of view, and it's a new subject as if you have never studied before, so you need to pay some little attention to the chapter as well. Till then, thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.